Well, as Blake Lively is publicly accusing Justin Baldoni of sexually harassing her, a lot of her public track record of her own sexual comments on the public stage are resurfacing, and people have noticed that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds both seem to have a very lewd sense of humor that they bring into socially inappropriate contexts, including with their families. And it's just getting a little bit hard to believe at this point that Blake Lively is this prudish little nun, innocent little lamb who can't handle filming a sex scene for a movie without an intimacy coordinator present to protect her little fifis. Because, you know, as you can see in this following video, she thinks that sex is hilarious. She's almost obsessed with it and can't stop talking about it. Even for her son's birthday, she gave him a cake that's shaped like not just tits, but her tits. That was actually the joke. So it's something that she feels is appropriate to joke about even with kids.
Here we go.
My birthday cakes always have a little bit of a sense of humor. For my baby, I just did a giant set of which I feel like will haunt him for life. But what do they want at one? Like, he can't declare what he wants.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
boobs.
Boobs, because that's what he wants at one. Yeah.
I'll show you a picture after. They're pretty
Oh, I
amazing.
need to see
of the cake,
that.
not of
the
mine.
Of your
also
boobs.
amazing. Though.
Well, yes, I love it when interviews don't go where you think they might.
Okay. Do you think the interviewer was kind of like low-key uncomfortable in that moment because she didn't want to seem like?
No. Seemed fine. Exactly.
But Blake was saying she was making a joke about showing this interviewer an actual photo of her boobs, and she was like, kind of suggesting that, you know, that's what she was going to do.
I mean, you can't put out the body of work that Hollywood has done over the last 100 years and pretend like you're prudish.
Or make, like Ryan Reynolds, you cannot make the jokes that Deadpool makes and pretend that you are easily scandalized.
Oh,
you
and
can't do that.
I'm sure people were wondering what this photo was.
Oh, yeah. So this is a promotional photo of Blake Lively. If you are listening rather than watching, she is standing in a suit in a kitchen, but on the kitchen counter is a naked man, and he is straddling his legs above Blake Lively's shoulders and holding a martini for her on his torso. This was a promotional photo that they took for her movie A Simple Favor.
Yeah.
And
how long ago was that?
I think it was just a handful of years ago that came out. And she plays actually a sociopath, a power-hungry sociopath in that movie. So it's very fitting for her. But that photo has been getting reposted a lot just to kind of paint the picture, add context for who Blake Lively is, what type of sexual references she is clearly comfortable making. And there are countless examples of her using her sex appeal in the roles that she plays and having absolutely no qualms with that up until Justin Baldoni has anything to say about it.
Wish we could get the Lonely Island's take on this. She was in the music video for I Just Had Sex with Akon.
Right. Okay. There's that.
She's having sex with, I believe it's Andy Samberg.
And then if you've ever watched Gossip Girl, which launched her career, you would see she filmed extremely risque makeout scenes in that show, which honestly weren't even appropriate for the time. But no intimacy coordinators back in like 2008. That wasn't a thing. And she is trying to pass off a story to us that she needed an intimacy coordinator for a scene in which she is slow dancing with Justin Baldoni in a slow-mo dance sequence.
Maybe he was like proselytizing to her about his religion.
About Baha'i?
About Baha'i.
And that's what really needed to be coordinated.
She's like, in one ear it's him talking about Baha'i, and then Madonna shows up and starts talking about Kabbalah. And
on top of that, she is, provably texting Justin Baldoni her ideas about this movie and the script that she wants to write in it. For the rooftop scene in particular, she's making references to being a ball buster and no teeth. And how these lines that she's delivering are just so yummy, and she's using very suggestive language.
I mean, it's cringe is what it is.
It's cringy, but we're still, again, supposed to believe that Blake Lively was not inviting any of Justin Baldoni's overfamiliarity in this scenario. I just don't buy it.
Dude seems like a Boy Scout, so any other guy probably would have actually happened. But
right.
He's kind of a Boy Scout. He's like, she found the one guy in Hollywood who actually loves his wife and kids. And
yeah.
She's like, damn it.
Well, I mean, ironically, the Baha'i religion, it despite being inherently feminist, still has some traditional values about family and they forbid premarital sex and things like that. So he might come off as a little bit traditional, even though he's a little bit woo-woo.
He's a little woo-woo.
There was also a clip of Ryan Reynolds that was getting a lot of attention recently where he admits on television that he sent his own family his own dick pic, basically.
But it's the digital age, so it's like, my dad took, I mean, hundreds of thousands of photos, but not of us. It was like we'd have these family dinners and he would sort of, right when the digital cameras came out, it was also in perfect concert with when internet was dial-up. So he would take about 100,000 photos, and then at night he would get online on the dial-up and email them to everybody, and you'd have, and I'm not joking here, you'd have like 400 or 500 pictures of a blurry meatloaf. And it would take the gross domestic output of most countries just to download all of these horrible files. And I remember I was a terrible child. Let me preface it with that. I was about 18 years old, and in the middle of the dinner once, I grabbed the camera and I went in the bathroom and I just took a picture of my penis. Yeah. And I just wanted to see if he would naturally edit these photos at some point. Nope.
He sent it out?
Yeah. So I think there's one day...
Well, that's what happens when you batch send. Probably didn't even see it.
I hope it doesn't happen, but there's a penis picture of mine floating around somewhere.
Well, guess what? Yeah. We found it. What do you think this is? CVMA doesn't mean...
I never understand. I've heard of people who are like sexting and stuff, and they'll like send a picture of a penis. I can't think of anything more threatening to send a woman than a picture of a penis.
He's right about that.
Okay, wait a minute. You thought it's threatening to send a woman a dick pic, but you didn't think it was threatening to send the dick pic to your own family members? In a mass email?
Yeah. I mean, if I had to bet, that story's not even real.
Look, I'm sure that it's not, but we're talking about a couple that is now pretending to be Amish.
Yes.
Okay? Like, that's what I find so rich about all of this, is like, there's a treasure trove of evidence that both of you are perverts, and now you're expecting us to believe that you're like basically like the prude couple of Hollywood. Like the two last prudes in this entire industry are Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, I don't
believe it.
If perv is like a scale in Hollywood, I don't even think they even rate that high.
In Hollywood, no. But in terms of what normal people say and what normal people do, that doesn't seem like normal behavior to me. And just for the sake of casting some kind of contrast here, I saw an insider who worked on It Ends With Us give an anonymous interview to Daily Mail somewhat recently in order to come to Justin Baldoni's defense. And she said, "I got so angry hearing these obvious lies that I felt compelled to speak my truth. He cared so deeply about this movie, it's absolutely ludicrous that anyone could ever say he was anything other than polite, respectful, caring, and professional during the process. I have text messages that show just how sensitive and thoughtful that he was about it. His friends, family, and coworkers know the truth, and at the end, the rest of the public will too."
You know what it is?
They also said that he was just like the most sensitive about filming the sex scenes. Like he probably was almost too sensitive to everyone, too accommodating to everyone on set about filming these intimate scenes, because that's a treacherous territory in movies these days. So I find it hard to believe that he was like, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to grope my co-star. Ha!
You said that she was saying that she's going to like inspire a second Me Too. No, he's going to accidentally inspire people to believe that male feminists aren't creepy.
Right, which I think is a travesty.
Yeah, he's like the one actual
He's doing
male feminist.
serious PR rehabilitation for male feminists right now, and I hate it.
Yeah, like that's the problem. Like a bunch of men are going to get away with a bunch of stuff because women are going to be like, oh, but that Justin Baldoni guy, he was a good egg.
Yeah, and I'm question to maybe the women in the chat. Do you find Justin Baldoni attractive? Because I don't really get how his brand is being the hot male feminist. I don't think that he's attractive.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Is he supposed to be like conventionally handsome?
Olivia, your answer is required to be no.
Olivia, your answer is required to be silent.
She knows too, because she's the one who got me to watch Jane the Virgin. So I knew his wife as an actress before I ever knew who he was.
Yeah.
His wife was one of those, like if there ever was a spy show that required like conventionally attractive Russian woman, she was basically always cast as conventionally attractive Russian woman.
Well, I just took this opportunity to point out that Blake Lively is a sexually liberated, empowered 21st century girl boss, and she doesn't need anyone to protect her from the lecherous likes of Justin Baldoni.
She can do that herself.
She can do that her very own self.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.